One of the most beloved RPGs of all time is making a comeback. It is coming to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and pretty much every other platform. It is, of course, Diablo 2 Resurrected. We'll talk about that, and also Elden Ring, a game that's been shrouded in secrecy for quite a while now. It gets a little bit of a hint. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. But first, Diablo 2 Resurrected officially announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Best of all, it is due out in 2021 and it'll have cross progression, so that's incredibly exciting. A lot of details about the game are already revealed, and if you look at the trailer, has a very, very nice visual lift. Now, if you don't like the visual lift, you could also play with the classic graphics, so if you would rather prefer that, that is an option. Diablo 2 is a little bit before my time. I did play it, but I played Diablo 3 first, and I love Diablo 3. I spent a lot of time with that. Didn't get into Diablo 2 as much. Not to say that I thought it was a bad game, it was just really a timing issue that I never really got into the game, but now with a remake, definitely something that I am going to be checking out. A lot of it looks really good, and Diablo 2 Resurrected takes the 2D sprite-based classic and brings it into the present with full 3D physically based rendering, dynamic lighting, revamped animations, and spell effects, all stunningly delivered in up to 4K resolution. All 27 minutes of the game's classic cinematics chronicling the journey of the mysterious Dark Wanderer are being remade shot for shot from the ground up. The nightmare sounds of the Sanctuary and its memorable soundtrack have also been reinvigorated to support Dolby 7.1 surround sound by leveling up the game's audio and visual capabilities. Diablo 2 Resurrected will showcase the depth of the gameplay and hallmark designs that continue to entertain players around the world to this day. For those who would prefer a more nostalgic experience, again, you will be able to freely switch between the visual styles. I really like the new visual style, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that are going to be incredibly nostalgic and they'd like to go through the game with the classic visual style. Whatever the case may be, you're taking one of the most iconic games of all time and putting it on a plethora of platforms where a lot of people are going to be able to access this game. Now, even though low-end PCs could run Diablo 2, still, it's going to be more accessible than ever before with it being on so many different platforms, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be incredibly excited for it. Personally speaking, I'm not as nostalgic with Diablo 2, so this doesn't get me super excited, but definitely going to be a game I check out, and hopefully I understand why so many people are so into the game. I remember when Diablo 3 came out, the comparisons to Diablo 3 were aplenty, and everybody was talking about going back to Diablo 2 and things of that nature, but nevertheless, now you can actually do so on a bevy of different platforms. Okay, also, I want to quickly note that Elden Ring has gotten an age rating. It has a provisional PEGI 16 rating now. This was reported by Gaming Route. The official Asia branch of Bandai Namco's webpage has recently uploaded a provisional PEGI 16 rating for Elden Ring, which is also visible on the Europe branch of the publisher's website. Although this is still provisional, Elden Ring doesn't have an official page on PEGI yet. Maybe this could point signs to a trailer being on the way. We'll see how ultimately that turns out. Elden Ring is a game that, man, it got announced, back at E3 2019, and 18 months later, it's been 14 months, 18 months, something like that. It's been a long time. We haven't heard a lot about the game. It's been 18 months. A little bit longer. My math is completely all over the place. Nevertheless, it's been a very long time, and people are eager to hear about Elden Ring. You know, it's a game that's going to sell incredibly well given who's involved in the game, but I really want to see some gameplay. I want to see the game in action. Is it a PS4 and Xbox One game still? Is it going to transition into a PlayStation 5 and Series X title, a cross-gen game? Whatever it is, it's a game that is going to have a large amount of interest and probably a game that can break into the mainstream gaming news cycle. So yeah, we definitely need to see more of this, and hopefully we'll see it by the midway point of this year, although we've been hoping for new Elden Ring footage for quite a while, so here's hoping in the next few months we'll see something substantial. And hopefully the development of the game is going along smoothly. That's really the most important thing. Hey, it could come out in 2022, late 2022, even 2023, early 2023, hopefully would be like the barrier point, and I think that would upset some people. But nevertheless, hopefully this game does launch at a quality state and everybody does enjoy it, but we do definitely need to see some footage of it, hopefully sooner rather than later, and hopefully it is making a smooth progression. That's going to wrap up this one. Again, Diablo 2 Resurrected coming to PS4, PS5, Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC sometime in 2021, and Elden Ring gets an age rating, a provisional age rating. Hopefully that is a sign of more significant things to come. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.